21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Hey guys, it's Nick. You know how much I love beer, and this game day, show your Husker pride with Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Brewed by Nebraska fans, for Nebraska fans, Dear Old Nebraska Brew is your go-to for every kickoff, touchdown, and celebration. Whether it's tailgating, watching the game at home, or gathering with friends, this beer is there to bring that perfect game day refreshment. Dear Old Nebraska Brew embodies the spirit of Nebraska with every sip. So crack one open and let the good times roll. Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of Nebraska alumni. Please drink responsibly.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up, the new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. This is Choppin' It Up with Chubb, the soulful way. Introducing you to some of the best local restaurants across Lincoln. Powered by Nebraska Knockerball, HealthLink, and Coalition Restoration. Here's your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd.
What's happening, Diggets and Diggeteers? Welcome to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Sofa Way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the show at Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line at 402-464-5685 and the live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable Channel 961. This first segment is sponsored by Nebraska Knockerball LLC, the premier party destination that specializes in hosting a variety of fun and engaging events. Whether you're planning a birthday party, a corporate team outing, or a company team bonding event, Nebraska Knockerball provides a unique and entertaining atmosphere. With a focus on fun and teamwork, they create memorable experiences for groups of all sizes. Unleash your inner warrior and let the good times roll at Nebraska Knockerball. Check out www.nebraskanockerball.com or give them a call today at 402-460-8724 to find out more information. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Chopping It Up with Chubb. I am your host, Chubb, and we have a great guest today. He's happens to be a friend of mine, and they put out some great food. And when I say that, I mean that. So you guys go check them out. Mario, welcome to the show.
What's up, Chubbs? Appreciate it.
Not much. I forgot to mention that you're with Anna's Pupusas.
That's right. I help manage and run Anna's Pupusas here in Lincoln.
All right, man. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, I am the son of Anna, and it's my mother, and she's had a long history of tradition of making Salvadorian food growing up. And long story short, I talked her into just selling her pupusas here in Lincoln because I felt like it was a space that just didn't have there's not many pupusa establishments. There's a lot of people that also don't know what a Central American dish called pupusa is. And so we really just are dominating the northeast part of Lincoln here, and people are loving us, and we're, specializing in making the cheesiest, meatiest pupusas.
Now, is the pupusa, is that originated in El Salvador, or is it
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There are other dishes like in Central America that are shared between Guatemala, Honduras, even in Mexico too. But in El Salvador, the specialty, I don't know the depth of the history, but I do know that it is the only country and the country that came up with the pupusa,
Okay.
you know. And so, yes, El Salvador owns that. That's like what it's known for, one of its other than the beaches and its tropical space.
Okay. Well, for the listeners out there that are unaware of what a pupusa is, why don't you go into that? Let us know what that is.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a Hispanic Latin dish, and what we how we explain it is, and we simplify it is basically we use corn flour like
Mhm.
in Mexico for their tacos,
Mhm.
except we're able to add ingredients to manipulate it like a dough, and that allows us to punch a hole in it and then stuff it with your choice of meat like beef steak, pork, chicken. We prepare the meat like it's fall off the bone meat, so we
Mhm.
can, we can. It's soft enough to stuff in there,
Okay.
because we also include 4 different layers of cheese, mozzarella, cheddar, and then several other cheeses. We stuff it with,
Mhm.
along with refried beans. Then we basically flatten it into a tortilla where all the stuffings just distributes evenly,
Mhm.
and then we just throw that on the griddle, and it just cooks. All the oils of the meat and the refried beans and the cheese all mixed together like a quesadilla. If you're
Okay.
to hold it, it's about like, they're thick. They're
Mhm.
slightly thick, and they're just like a tortilla. If you're to hold it up, it just melt. You rip it down the middle, be like a quesadilla. Personally, to me, times 10.
And they're like 3-4 inches round, correct?
They're about like,
Diameter?
yeah, about 5 inches
About
round.
5? Okay.
Yeah. And the best part about it is when you throw it on the griddle and you let it sit there.
Mhm.
Like if you ever had, like, if you cook a quesadilla, you let the quesadilla just sit there long enough,
Mhm.
like you almost get the caramelization process to happen with like a cheese.
Yeah.
That's like the best way I can explain it.
Mhm.
And it almost gets a little crisp,
Yeah.
right? While
Mhm.
it's still melty.
Yeah.
We allow that to happen with the meat and the oils of the meat, and it all just crisps. And,
Mhm.
and then you kind of have that outer edge crisp, plus you have the inside melty part of it,
Now, as the cheese melts, it kind of seeps through
Yes, yes,
the
it's
the the flour, the
the flour,
tortilla, the corn,
the corn flour.
whatever.
Yes, yep,
Okay.
exactly. And then we accompany it with cabbage. It's called the cortido.
Mhm.
Essentially, it's just cabbage with vinegar, like a pickle to a burger. You top that on top, and it gives it that crunchy bite, that
Mhm.
sour pickly bite with the cheese and the meat. And then it is accompanied with this tomato sauce that we refer to like mozzarella to a pizza. Then you top that on top. The pupusa absorbs that. You eat that with the cabbage, and it's just like a nice little delight in your mouth when you.
Now, is this
Yeah.
your own special sauce that you add, or is that some you can find wherever they sell pupusas at?
No, so there is a process. So
Okay.
we will use like chuck beef or whatever beef you want, right?
Mhm.
And then there is a process. We use a machine. We cook it with seasonings, and then we grind it all up so it's soft and moldable.
Mhm.
So no, you can't find this. You have to process it so that it's moldable to put inside the pupusa with the cheese and flatten it enough so that it doesn't rip the tortilla apart. So it
Mhm.
is a whole process.
Yeah.
Everything is handmade. Like it's not none of it's really, you can't really freeze none of it. You have to the way the nature of the pupusa is like that. You have to have it as fresh as possible so that it maintains and stays together and is moldable so that you can cook it like that.
Now, what's the cook time start to finish? So when you get your dough in your hand,
Mhm.
you stuff it, put it on the griddle, serve it. What's the time frame?
So about, we say anywhere between, depending on the griddle you have, anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes per pupusa. And
Okay.
our griddle can handle about we're in the food truck, so
Yeah.
our griddle can handle about 20 to 25 pupusas.
So that heat is cranked up because the dough is actually raw, right? So
Correct.
it's cooking the dough. The meat's already cooked, but it's got to melt that cheese and stuff, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why it's like cooked to like uh cooked to per plate, because
Mhm.
yeah, we need the masa
Yeah.
right then and
Mhm.
there. And if we need more, we need it right away. We have like a little process we do it, and then yeah, we grab a piece of it. There's a process that you gotta punch a hole, flatten it,
Yeah.
stuff the goods in it, choose what you want, cover the top, flatten it again, throw it on the griddle.
Mhm.
Boom. You just do that fast.
Yeah, but
And
that's something that you have to cook per order
yes.
because if it sits, then it it's gonna be good because I've
Yes.
had pupusas like when we ordered from you.
Yes.
I started eating and it was real good when it was hot.
Yes.
And then we got to rush in, so I had to throw it, to the side. And I ate it cold, but it was still good.
Yes.
But it's better hot. So I mean, that's like if you cook it. That's like with our fried chicken, our
Yes.
fried fish. It's cooked to order, so you have to wait 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Because it's just better. Some things are better cooked fresh.
Yes. Yes. And surprisingly, the pupusa, even like you put it in the fridge, you don't eat it all.
Mhm.
If you have a cast iron or what are those, air fryers?
Air fryer.
I think it tastes even better because it's kind of like baking. After you let it sit, like a lasagna, if you let it sit overnight or something, the cheeses and the oils of everything kind of just take their time to soak into everything.
Mhm.
I actually sometimes prefer leftover pupusas because of that reason. The cheese and everything has kind of had its time to soak in all the masa.
Yeah.
And then the next day I preheat the cast iron, throw it on there and melt it, and it's a different experience.
Nothing's better than cast iron.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's my love.
Well, now
right
that we
there.
got that out, let's get into the good part, man. I know your guys' story, man, and I'm just impressed by your family and stuff, man. Just
I
how
appreciate
you guys came to be. Um, why don't you share with the listeners, the story of how they came here, and
Yes.
like what your mom's going through now. She just got what is it called?
She got spine surgery on her lumbar.
But your parents got their, is it the green card, the
So they got both. So my mother got her residence,
residence,
and my father finally got his citizenship,
okay.
which is a great feat.
Mhm.
Many people don't even think about their citizenship. And my parents have fought for it for over 30 years since they got here, since they first got here. So yeah, it was a huge feat. I mean, I'll tell you right now, last year was a tough year for me. Like when we first met here at
Mhm.
the studio, I was, telling you like, hey, life's, I'm getting at the age, you got more wisdom than I do,
Yeah.
but that's beautiful. But I'm starting to get my experiences. And last year, I really thought I was going to lose my mom
Mhm.
and everything we built, her business. And there are many times I could tell you, business is a hard venture. There's many times we wanted to throw in the towel, but she was faced up against many additional odds, like not getting approved for a resident. And they have permission. So you get a permission. The system is really, really hard.
Mhm.
It's not as easy. Well, why don't you go get your resident and citizenship? Well, great. We'd love to do that, but you don't understand the intricacies of the process.
Yeah.
They make it really hard, and not only hard, expensive.
Mhm.
Not everybody can afford it. And so she had to tackle that. We all had to tackle that, right? I'm going through this with her with along her spine issues.
Mhm.
And so we were battling this, and finally she was announced. We got a card and a letter after, I'm telling you, after 3 decades of going back and forth and spending money and many tears and doubts and hurdles, she got the letter. It was a beautiful, I could almost like tear about it because I still remember the feeling when she got that letter and she was approved, and she
Mhm.
didn't have to worry about her security here no more.
Right, right.
She eluded her home uh, to build a real home here in the States. And so when we
And when you're
got
talking
that,
about eluded at home, you're talking about she came here from El Salvador.
correct.
Correct?
Yes, her
Okay.
her state there was there's a lot of human trafficking, a lot of poverty,
Mhm.
a lot of disrespect. There was civil war
Mhm.
aftermath,
Yeah.
from the 80s. And so when she got that letter, when I felt like the whole family got that letter because we got that sense of peace and we didn't have to worry about her. While she's establishing a business, she could be basically she was in a position to disappear. But when we got that letter, it really gave us, I don't know, it's a feeling you can't really describe.
No, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, man. I mean, I can only imagine.
For me, I watched my mom cry
Mhm.
many times as a kid and even into my adulthood with my kids. But to get that letter was was a beautiful thing. That's why I said in the beginning, some don't even think about it.
Mhm.
Don't even have to. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And some people fight. And so when she got that, she could really call this place her home. And so Honest Pupusas now it's just like running with that and with that enthusiasm. And and we just do our best to connect with the community and let the community know like we appreciate these things. And so that gives us a different drive to that just lets us appreciate every single meal. It really does. I'm not saying that nobody else doesn't,
Mhm.
but from our perspective and our experience, my mother cooks every meal with an enjoyment that she didn't have before. She has this sense of peace and security
Mhm.
now. We talk about it even to almost every week. She just thinks like, wow, like she's in the truck and she doesn't have to think about that no more.
Yeah.
it's a weight that's not on her shoulders no more. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, we're kind of in the same boat. My mom's from Belgium,
Okay.
and she came out here and she got her green card and she's got all that stuff. But I think she had to renew it last year, the year before, and she was just stressed out because there's a lot of phone calls, there's a lot of back and forth going to the office, and a lot of money that she still has to give up. And so, but I mean, she's here. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for everything. Now, what year did your parents come here, and like where? Because they originally came to California, correct?
That's
If I
correct.
remember correct.
Yes.
See, this old man still got a brain.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
remember. So, tell that story. Like what year they came out here, the process of where they was to where you guys are now.
Yeah. So they came in '89, and there was like a riot
Mhm.
in Los Angeles
Yep.
in that time being
Rodney
at
King.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
92.
Yep.
So I was born in 92. So they came in '89 together. They
Mhm.
met together. They knew each other. There were a couple in El Salvador, and they came separately.
Yeah.
And they met.
Mhm.
And they were in California for probably no more than it's a little under 5 years. They had me in '92, and that was the breaker. We lived in in South California,
Mhm.
exactly.
Was it Southgate, if I remember correct?
Yes, yes,
Southgate?
yes. So my father was in the middle of that riot.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So when that happened, my mother and father came to conclusion that this is no place to raise me. I was about 6 months when it happened,
Uh-huh.
and my mother was in the apartment while she was looking out the window. She tells me the story while she saw the riot happening,
Mm-hmm.
and she was terrified. And my father was out getting groceries when it was all happening. And so windows were getting broken, grocery stores were being um, vandalized, and people were just taking stuff from, they were just, it was a riot. It was
Mhm.
wild. That's the way I imagine it. And so after that, they made they made a decision that they had to go. They didn't know where. And they heard that Nebraska had meat packing companies that was hiring people at really good pay.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of friends that had a couple of their friends that had already moved to Nebraska and told them, "Come, we'll help you. There's a good life here. There's work. There's consistent work." That was what my father just uh, really struggled with, was finding consistent work. So they came here, and essentially they built a whole life off like meat packing companies. Working in there, and um, they worked at the meat packing company all their lives until they came to Lincoln and started the food truck here.
Now, was it when they came from LA? Did you guys come straight to Lincoln, or was it just a different part of Nebraska?
Grand Island, Nebraska.
Grand Island.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice little peaceful place. I love it. It was a great place to raise me. It really was. When my father tells me this story, right? This journey that my mother and father had to take, because I'm leaving a huge part. The journey itself, the travel
Mhm.
from El Salvador to California wasn't like a flight. It wasn't like a ticket and we're flying out to California.
Yeah.
It was a foot process.
Mhm.
You actually had to sacrifice like your personal, mental, physical health
Mhm.
to get here. Um, so when he tells me this story, I grow up. See, I understand when people say the good life.
Mhm.
I feel like I can like that's just like I can really feel that in my soul, because I get these stories told to me by my mother and father separately, and that establishes like how good of a life it is here in Nebraska. Like
Mhm.
it just is. There's work, there's great people, everybody's amazing. I grew up in the public schools, and everybody did everything they could to teach me. So Spanish was my first language,
Mhm.
and I struggled in school
Yeah.
trying to understand what English and then math and all that, right? Like if you don't know English, you don't know anything that they're trying to teach you in the public
Correct.
schools here.
Uh-huh.
So um, I had many people and resources be at my side to help me slowly teach me
Now, how
English.
old was you? You said you was 6 months when you came out here, correct?
Yes, yes.
So, how old was you when you got English down? Because right now, I would think English would be your first language. I mean,
Yes. So, I was in first grade, and I was about probably 5, 6 years. And then they realized like I just wasn't able to grab the concepts that they were trying to teach me,
Mhm.
with language arts and math and history and science. And so they really helped me. I really got a lot of help at Dodge Elementary School in Grand Island, Nebraska. And I from there took off. My father, he taught himself English by
Mhm.
reading the newspaper. He's a huge reader, so he read the newspaper. and then he studied English music, and then he watched just a lot of English television, and he taught himself his own. He sometimes I look up to him because sometimes his literature is better than mine
Mhm.
because he really studied the books, and that's where you learn punctuation and grammar really well. Like you start understanding how it's put together. So he taught me too. So him in school, they both taught me, and then from there, I just kind of took off to understand it better.
That's a trip. Like people, like my mom, she really wanted it. So some people think it's funny, but I think it's a trip. Like she learned how to talk English. She learned English
On her own.
from Sesame Street.
Yes.
She came out here in like 68, something like that. Might have been before. I was born in 70. But she still has a real bad accent.
Yes.
But
My father does too. He does. You heard him.
yeah. Mhm.
He has a bad accent,
But
but
still she could talk.
yes.
And sometimes I make fun of her because she says Mike Donald's and it's McDonald's.
Yes.
Or
I
like
do the
we'll go
same.
eat. She's like, we'll take a boots. And I was like, Mom, it's a booth, not a boot.
It's
But
funny. I do the same. I do the same with my pops. I'll help him, but he really he can write it down really well and stuff. But yeah, he's very proficient at Spanish,
Mhm.
and so I learned Spanish through them. So I'm bilingual, of course. I know both languages really well. But yeah, that's kind of like the backbone. We're gonna be releasing our website where people can order our food too here
Mhm.
soon. I'll talk more about it in detail. But in that website, we are telling our story in depth
Mhm.
from it'll say like the journey
Yeah.
and in the process of the food, so people can connect everything that my mother and father had to endure to get to honest pupusas.
Mhm.
And
And that's what drives people like me. I love people's stories. So that by you doing that and then tasting your food, that shows the passion and stuff that she puts into it. And well, your family, I should say, your mom and dad, because they're the cooks, right? You're just behind the scenes pretty
it's
much.
just us, me, mom, and pops. It's a legit mom and pops operation.
Yep. So it's the story behind one's life that shows the journey or whatever. And I just love it, man. I love your guys' story and everybody who tells me their story. I love listening because it's a trip where people came from to where they are now and their journey. I mean, I always had a passion for cooking and I chose to work and we started a little catering. We was catering little things, and then we'd have our annual barbecue jams that we called it. Had it big or whatever, and then we started getting paid for it. And then I came out here, got a food truck, and here I am, man. But it was just a journey to get here.
I tell my father about your story too, from the pieces that you've given
Mhm.
me, because there's a lot of like times where there's doubt, and I tell him like, hey, he thinks he's late to the game too. I'm like, hey,
Mhm.
Chubb's out here really doing it.
I
You're
started.
green.
I'm 54. I started 4 years ago.
He really listens when I tell him like,
Mhm.
look at his establishment.
Yeah,
He's
it's never too late, man. It's
he's
never too late.
he's working it, and he gets like a lot of doubt because he feels like he wishes he could have done this at my age.
Mhm.
But I do as much as I can to me and my father are like best friends almost. We do our best to encourage each other, and so I tell him like he's got it going on, and that helps him. So your story, you're right. There's a lot to glean from other people's story. Like I think that's like the essence of human, um, just the human interaction. We must share our experiences so we learn
Right.
from each other.
Well, Mario, hold that thought. Folks, we're going to take a break and we will return after we pay these bills.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CRF-R Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CRF Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CRF 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Early break.
He brings him in and teaches him how to be Santa Claus.
So what do you do if like a 16-year-old wants to sit on the lap? What do you do? There's a protocol.
What do we do? How do we handle it? Not
you
so
stand.
fast.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I'm going to stand up next to you.
Clause, but not approved. Right.
Bunch of college girls.
Right. No. Oh, becomes no.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the best place in Lincoln for a casual get-together, best place to watch a game, and the best for pre- and post-game. Catch college and NFL football as well as the volleyball action this season at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. What's better than wings, cold beer, and a Husker win? Enjoy great food and drink specials every day and tons of TVs to catch all the action. Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Back to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way with your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd, powered by Nebraska Knockerball, HealthLink, and Coalition Restoration on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Chubb the Soulful Way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the show at Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line at 402-464-5685 and the live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable Channel 961. This second segment is brought to you by HealthLink. HealthLink offers one-on-one coaching while personalizing nutrition and wellness plans for structure and simplicity. Nutritious foods such as high-protein entrees, meal replacements, snacks, and supplements. If you mention 93.7 The Ticket, you'll get a 5% discount on your order and $20 off your first month if you start a HealthLink subscription. Mario, before we went to break, we was talking about your dad, just having doubt, I guess, he feels like he's climbing up there in years. And I don't know, maybe running out of time, and he should have did it earlier. But like I said, I started about 14 years ago, 15 years ago. We was just doing some small caterings. It wasn't nothing. We was just doing it on the side with a hope to start a restaurant. I came out here and started the restaurant, man, and I'm a firm believer in my faith, and I believe God puts us where he wants us to be when he wants us to be there. So all the stuff that I've been through, it was just a learning experience for what I have now. So that's same with your dad. He had to go through all the motions.
You're right. You're right.
To know this.
You're right. I tell him the same thing. It's hard to not doubt yourself and also question why you didn't do some of these things sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like life in general. I think that you need to always come to recognition that you have to go through certain things in life to experience them, because you carry those experiences with you, and it makes your opportunities that much better.
Yep.
And so I try to tell him that. I encourage him, and he understands. Like I mentioned, his entire life, he had job security, and to go into business, well, he jumped on a roller coaster, just like you mentioned. It's up and down, up and down. You don't judge your years by your days. You do with your attitude, but not with your finances. Not in business. You have to really press forward and know that there are going to be days where you're just probably hanging out, and there are going to be days where you're just working like a madman.
Exactly. And that's been happening with us. Like, we've been super slow. And yesterday I had to tell my daughter, I was like, come back. I have to take a restroom break. Like, you have to come work the kitchen for a minute, because it was about 3 or 4 hours just back to back to back to back work. And I was like, I have to go use the restroom real quick.
Those are beautiful situations.
Yeah.
They're hard.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful, because you're just so busy, and you're like, I need it. I can't even eat.
Yeah.
You got to, and if you do, you got to inhale your food.
And sometimes I get frustrated, but I was like, this is what I want. So I keep pushing through. But Mario, what I want you to do now, man, is first you was telling me about this sandwich that you guys are doing, and it sounded real bomb. And you explained, as we was talking, about the process of making the chicken. So there's a chicken is it chicken?
It's a chicken sandwich. It's called pan con pollo. It's another traditional favorite in Central America. Now that's like shared between Guatemala and Honduras, but I feel like in El Salvador they really know how to make it really good. Not saying Guatemala and Honduras aren't, but it's another highlight, like the pupusa. And the real secret is in the spice selection for the chicken, and it's marinated over a couple of days. Well, it's a couple of days process, right?
Yeah.
And it got a long marinated process, and it cooks for about 8 hours, so it just falls off, just like a barbecue, right? But
now, do you put, like, is it boneless chicken, skinless chicken, or is it?
Traditionally it's with bone.
Okay.
But we're doing it without, so that no one eats it with bone. It's funny because we had some Salvadorians come by, and they're like, is this, I'm like, we had it. It's delicious, but it didn't have bone in it. And that's because it's how it's normally eaten. But no bone, which is great. You don't want to eat a piece of bone by accident. I've had that happen to me.
Me too.
And that's normal with that, but no bone. Okay. So, but the trick to it is it gets a French bread. We slice a French bread, we toast it, and then we put the marinated chicken on top. We cook it on the griddle. We warm it up and then put it on the sandwich. Top it with the special salad that's got lettuce, sliced cucumbers, tomatoes, and it also has onions in it, sliced onions. And then it's marinated with mayo and lime and mustard.
That's the lettuce?
That's the lettuce, yes.
Okay.
It's a delicious salad.
So there's no spread on the bread first?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it just absorbs the juices from the lettuce and the meat.
Yes, you'll see. So French bread, toasted French bread, stuffed meat, stuffed chicken, and then topped with that salad. And then we get the sauce from the marinated chicken, and then we pour it on top, and and that's what soaks in. And then you eat it. It's one of those you can't put that away to the side, because the French bread gets soaked and gets soggy if you let it sit for more than 15 minutes without touching it, right? So you eat it in the moment, but actually the sogginess is what's like pretty good about it. It sounds strange because I'm against that entirely. But when you eat it with the chicken and the salad and the bread and the sauce is all soaked in the bread, it's just it's wonderful. It's tradition. In tradition, it's only served in cold times.
Mhm.
So we only bring it in cold times. We don't cook it year round. So
Okay.
right now we're selling it. We get people asking us about it all year. We've had people all throughout the summer couldn't wait to get it, and so we have our diehards, kind of like the McRib. You got your diehard. You know when the
Mhm. Yeah.
McRib comes out,
Yeah.
like it's that time of year. Like you got to go get your McRib. It's the same, and so it's because it's not sustainable to do it year round neither. So it works out from a business aspect. It just
Mhm.
works out. We can work it. We can make it work for 3 months, and then we're finally done with it.
Mhm.
And and we do it really for the people because it doesn't really profit a lot.
Mhm.
We just do it so people can taste our
Yeah.
our culture
Right on.
and yeah.
Right on. Well, before we get into the next one, I want to give a shout out to Big Red Bass. Um, I'm unsure if you was talking about you came into Sofa Cocina, if you was at Anna's Pupusas, but from Sofa Cocina, I just want to truly say thank you if it was us. And Mario, I don't know if you want to give him a little shout out.
Yeah. If it was us too, thank you so much. We appreciate every single person who selects a local business. You don't realize how much of an impact you do to the community when you keep your money in the community.
Mhm.
And you're helping someone who's taken a risk on everything to establish their food business.
Right on.
And it's hard. But either way, Soulful Casino is amazing. So I think they're both great. Uh whoever visited whichever one. I love your collard greens, man. I need to go in there and
I
try your
appreciate
fried catfish. I do. I'm a huge fried catfish. Hey, do you ever do food exchanges?
Yeah. All the time.
I'll give you a chicken sandwich. Can you get some? Let me
Come get some catfish.
Let me get that
Yeah,
catfish.
for sure. So, why don't you go ahead and break down your menu? What's on there, like the flavor pupusas?
Yes, yeah, we
and
have
all
a
that.
variety. So we really specialize in pupusa. So a
Mhm.
lot of people kind of like ask us about other things because those who have tried Central American food, especially from El Salvador, they'll like there's a lot of other offerings. But we're in a food truck, so we can only handle so much. We don't have a big kitchen, big fridges, and such to supply it all. So our menu consists mainly of pupusas.
Mhm.
Okay, and what we do to really shine in that space is we just offer a large variety. So we offer beef steak, we offer pork, and then we offer chicken. The beef steak, it's all of those three that I mentioned are accompanied with cheese and refried beans and different types of cheeses. And then the pork, it's kind of like it's not like chopped up like cube pork, pieces of pork. A lot of people don't understand. So I'll explain it. It's like pull off pork, but then grind it. So it's soft enough to fit inside the pupusa with the refried beans and cheese. And that pork gets crispy. You know, when pork gets crispy, it's
Mhm.
the best.
Yeah.
And it's got its own oil in it, right?
Mhm.
It's natural
I
oils.
tear some chicharrones up.
In fact, it's called chicharron.
Mhm.
If you were to grind chicharron, you get chicharron in pieces, right?
Yeah.
Basically it's grinded chicharron
Mhm.
and it keeps all the oils and stuff, and we just are able to stuff it in this pupusa so we can flatten it into pupusa, but it's chicharron pupusa.
Same with the beef, right? You grind
Same with the
after
beef,
you shred it, you grind it.
correct.
Okay.
Same exact process with the beef. So we call it pulled pork
Mhm.
just because 80% of our customers have never tried a pupusa and unfamiliar, so we call it pulled pork, but it's really just it's pork, and it's in Spanish chicharron.
Mhm.
For people who do know, traditional, it's chicharron.
Mhm.
You can ask for just chicharron or chicharron with cheese, right? Then we have a vegan section, and we have a gluten free. So for our gluten free community and our in our vegan community, we offer it's gluten free because corn flour naturally it doesn't have gluten in it. It's not like flour, like regular like grain flour.
Mhm.
It's just corn flour, and so it doesn't have no gluten. It's safe, and we so if you're okay with beef and or meats and cheese, great. Either pupusa that we offer, any of our pupusas are gluten free, excluding the sandwich, of course. Um, and then for our vegans, we offer just beans. We offer beans and spinach, just spinach, which people love. Um, we're going to be bringing a mushroom version here soon too.
Mhm.
And for our like non-dairy, you can do just chicharron, just pork, or just beef, or just chicken. A lot of people don't know that. It's kind of hard because we can make a huge variety. Now that's our regular pupusas, right? So You can come. We have more I didn't mention, but you can come look on our Facebook page. It's pinned. We have pinned our menu and what you can mix and customize and stuff. So you can go to our Facebook and go to our menu and then see our pricing and then call your order in because it's cold outside. So aside from that, what I really wanted to highlight is our specialties. So what a lot of people aren't doing here, we're bringing to Nebraska, and they're called fusions. A lot of people are doing fusions with businesses, but we really stepped outside with a pupusa. So we do birria style pupusas now because that's popular.
Yeah.
And then we even went further. So basically, we do birria pupusas where we use birria meat the way it is, like you do in birria tacos with Mexican birria tacos, Tijuana tacos. Except we fold the cheese pupusa and we stuff it with birria meat, and then we cook it on the griddle with the birria consomme. Or we just stuff it like a regular pupusa inside with the cheese and consomme and cook it. So those two variations we offer. And we offer a honey spicy chicken pupusa where we use a local company, Valhalla, a local honey company called Valhalla. And we use 2 chicken pupusas. We top it with honey and we sprinkle it with hot pepper. And essentially that fusion is inspired by it's inspired by what's called the chicken waffles and chicken or whatever. Have you had waffles and chicken before?
Yeah, I saw that at the restaurant.
Oh yeah. I seen that. You do it on specific days though, right?
Yeah.
My wife, we always miss it because like we just when you offer it, we never get an opportunity to go do it. But I love waffles and chicken, and so we got that like chicken cheese with honey inspiration, and it's a hit. People love it. People love it, and we go beyond. We also have the spicy jalapeno pupusas. We have chorizo pupusas, and we have many other options.
So you was talking about that, and I kept thinking because we had some in the chorizo, make your tongue slap your brain straight out.
Oh yeah, chorizo is one of our top sellers too. So yeah, we step outside our comfort zone, is what I'm saying, and we get creative. And at first it was a little strange, but that's kind of the beauty of a food truck. I think people like that. We've had several people think like the food truck space is like fun. And so I think we get a little grace to experiment and do past, because we had some people who stop by that look at our menu just dazzled by our fusions, and like they even ask, is this a real pupusa? And it is. It's just
with your twist on it.
With my twist, yeah. And a lot of people are doing this in California, and they're doing this in Texas. People are just getting creative. Even in fact, it started in Mexico. People are starting to mix stuff and having fun. And I think people are afraid to try it because they're afraid people won't buy it or like it. Mainly won't like it, buy it, not like it, and never come back. And that initially was a thought of mine, but I say, why not? Let's risk it. Like, what do we got to lose? We'll give you your money back if you're totally unsatisfied, and that's fine.
Right. And here's the other way to think about it. You do it and see how it does. If it don't do good, okay, we just don't do it.
Yeah.
And if it does good, we keep it moving forward. You know what I mean? So I mean, usually when you, I mean, there's things that I come up with and I don't even try them. Like our smashed potato. It's a hit. It's like one of our number 1 sellers. I've never had it. And a lot of people was like, how do you come up with something that you never had? And it's just, I just believe it's just a God given. Like, I mean, he ain't gonna put these thoughts in my head if it ain't for me to win.
That's the point,
and
though, right?
So like you guys go out and do it, man. And like I said, the customers will let you know. I mean, if it's not selling, then you know. But Mario, we're gonna take a break real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pay some bills and we'll be right back after these messages.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Early break. He brings them in and teaches them how to be Santa Claus.
But what do you do if like a 16-year-old wants to sit on the lap? What do you do? There's a protocol.
Protocol. What do we do? How do we handle it?
Oh,
not
you
so
stand.
fast.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I'm going to stand up next to you.
This is clause but not approved. Right.
Bunch of college girls.
Right. No. Oh, it becomes no.
early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to Chopping It Up with Chubb, the soulful way, with your host, Chef Manuel Chubb Hurd, powered by Nebraska Knockerball, HealthLink, and Coalition Restoration on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Chubb, the soulful way on 93.7 The Ticket. Text in the show at Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line at 402-464-5685 and a live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable Channel 961. This final segment is presented by Coalition Restoration in Lincoln. Coalition Restoration works with hail damage, commercial, and residential roofing, in addition to those pesky insurance companies. Give them a call today for a free assessment at 402-416-8186 or visit them online at coalitionrestoration.com. So before we went to break, we was just talking about the fusions and all that, man. And I gotta say, and to the listeners, you guys make sure you go check these people out. I stand on business when I say that their food is top notch. Now, do you guys offer side like? Do you offer so in El Salvador? Do they have like Spanish rice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it the same?
Yes.
As you get out here,
it's a little different. My mom's rice is amazing. So there's so many different foods we haven't been able to offer because, like I mentioned, our food truck place is a little smaller, and our business strategy is just kind of slowly focusing on one thing at a time. But yes, we offer a rice. Not yet though.
Okay.
We're going to be catering that rice, and we offer a beef steak entree, which is has a salad and a rice here soon.
So you mentioned catering. So you guys do catering.
Absolutely. We do a lot of, so Lincoln's filled with so many big employers. And we do a lot of employee like events, like appreciation employee events. We do a lot of them. We get like Kawasaki reaches out to us. There's a gas power company on the southeast part of Lincoln that reaches out to us. Sometimes we'll take our food truck over there to give them the experience, but mainly we get people who just come. We get like large placements of beefsteak, chicken, and they'll just cater, and we'll just bring it in for you, or you come pick it up. However, we offer all different conveniences to help you. But yes, we cater, absolutely.
Right on. Well, why don't you give that information out, and where your food truck's parked and where they can find you and all that.
Yeah. So we are in southeast. Sorry, not southeast.
Northeast?
We are northeast Nebraska, or Lincoln, Nebraska, and we are on 5925 Adams Street. There was a food truck there before on Adams Street. It's like a main street there. It used to be there, but we're there now. There's a church called Cross the Line Church, and thankfully they've allowed us to park in their parking lot, so you can't miss us. So if you go down Adams Street over there on northeast part of Lincoln, you'll reach us. We're by 56. You can think of it. Westland College is right around the corner. We're like probably 4 blocks away from Westland College, and so we're right down the street on Adams Street there. So,
and they can't miss you. Got a big red truck and a big blue trailer with a flag that says Papusas on it.
So. Yes, we have a big red Toyota Tundra, and then our food truck is red, and it says Honest Papusas on the truck, which baffles me sometimes when a lot of food trucks don't have like their logo on there, because you're like looking around trying to find it, but we make it we're very distinctive on there. And the parking lot's huge. You really can't miss us. You just go down, go by Westland College, go hit 56, go down Adams, 2 blocks down that street. You'll see us. We just stick out like a sore thumb right there. And we have a Facebook page. We keep our social media pretty simple, because I don't want to try to overcomplicate social media too much. And we know that, well, Facebook, there's a huge audience there. So our Facebook is Honest Papusas N. There is another Honest Papusas, West Nebraska, way west. It's like, it's way up there, like 4 hours from here. But it's like only one N. And I'm bringing this up because we've had people call and place their order there and come to our food truck thinking that's us. But if you just type in Papusas, Lincoln, Nebraska, like you'll in Google, we're up there too with like all the other Papusa establishments, and we have all our information there. You can just hit directions on there. You can call us to call your order in. You can see pictures on Google, and clearly on Facebook. You can find our menu pinned to the top of the page, and phone number and all the address detail to where you can find us there.
And so if they don't have social media, you want to put your phone number out there?
Yes, absolutely. So you can always give us a call. You can give us a call to place your order. If you have questions on address, or you just want to text us an order, you can call us at 402-217-1524. And yeah, so we're at 5925 Adams Street, over there by 56 and Adams by Westland College, at a church called Cross the Line Church parking lot there.
And Mario agrees that if you guys go over there and mention 93.7, 20 people, I get a full meal for myself for free. Is that right, Mario?
Let's do it. That's absolutely correct.
But yeah, you guys make sure that you get out there and check out Honest Papusas, because they're really awesome. Ben, I think that's something you might like.
Yeah, you're making me hungry.
Have you had it before? Have you had a pupusa or heard of it?
No, I've not had a pupusa before. I haven't even heard of it, but it sounds good. Sounds good. This show should not be around lunchtime because it makes me way too hungry.
Hey, if you guys ever want food, you reach out to us. You have all the information. We'll bring you guys a free meal.
All right.
Let us know. If you ever want to try it, let your team know.
All right.
And I think they don't use, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't noticed onions. Ben's not an onion eater.
Yes, there's really no onions in the mix. So the toppings that we mentioned, that cabbage has a little bit of onion. It's not much, but that's like optional. You don't have to put it. And the pupusas you can enjoy pupusas so many different ways, but you can enjoy it without it. Just the tomato sauce, which is like, it's not hot neither. Oh, one good thing. So for all our hot sauce lovers, we offer our guacamole, cilantro, habanero sauce. So on a scale of 1 through 10, it's about a 7.
In hotness?
Yeah, 6 to 7.
So that means it's super hot.
It's no. Super hot would be, well, I'm Latino.
So, and that's a 6 for you. So for me, it might be a 12.
It might be, but we lowered it down. So yeah, between 6. I mean, we are sorry. The thing with Latino hot sauce is it's not about burning you. It's about the seasonings that give you a more in-depth experience with your food. So it has cilantro, which lightens up the kick, and it has avocado, which definitely lightens up the kick, and it has habanero in it. But it won't. It's not lava. It won't kill you. I promise. And you can dip it. It's a dip situation. So we include it upon request if you want it. We always ask if you want it.
Good deal. Well, folks, make sure that you guys check out Anna's Pupusas. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to tell you guys, thank you for all your continued love and support. And make sure you come check out Soulful Casino at 6105 Havelock. And remember, here at Soulful Casino, food's so good, every bite feels the soul. You dig?
That's right.
On the farm from dawn till dusk, hardworking hands tend to the land, equipment, and the animals. But your hard work deserves